Hello and welcome. It's time to hear what's on my mind on this episode of the Trisha's 2 Cents Podcast. I'm your host, Trisha. Have you ever been at a job and the workers get worried and nervous because someone from the company is going to stop by and check things out? I always find that interesting because shouldn't we always be doing our best? Think about it this way. If we are always doing what we are supposed to be and at the best of our ability, because that's what we should be doing, we shouldn't be worried. Every day should be the same. And this could be at any career you might have. You could be working at a hospital and in an office setting, in a grocery store. There's always someone higher up that's going to come by and check things out. And a lot of times people get nervous and like the bosses are coming by. And the way I look at it is, if you're doing your job at the highest level you can be doing it, you shouldn't be worried. They could stop by at any time because you're going to always be on your A game. So every day should be the same. Or how about this? A while back, I watched this very sad video of a candlelight memorial for an accident victim. Her family was speaking out about her and the loss and the need for a GoFundMe for burial expenses. The lady on the video then said something which I found kind of odd. She said, "We weren't expecting this." And she was talking about it from the financial point of view. And no one expects an accident or expects to get sick. But we should expect to die one day. And I understand that we can all of a sudden have a diagnosis and they could give us weeks to live. Or like this poor lady was in a car accident and died instantaneously. Yes, that is unexpected. But we all are going to die one day. That's a fact. And it's hard to think about at times. But we should be ready for that day every day. We can't prepare afterwards. We prepare before because we know it's coming. It's like, that's what insurance policies are for. That's why you have car insurance, because you might have a car accident. You have medical insurance because you might get sick. You have life insurance because you're going to die. I was a guy that I know and trying to convince him to get medical insurance that was available through his employer. And he was like, "Yeah, but I don't get sick." And I was trying to convince him that I understand you don't get sick now, but at some point you might. We don't know what's going to happen. Like we said, you might get in an accident. You might need medical attention. You might get diagnosed with something and you might need medical assistance. So you prepared with the insurance just in case. I remember I used to have cancer insurance through my employer, that if I got cancer, they would instantly pay me out $10,000 to help me with my bills and expenses. It wasn't that much that was taken out of my check for this insurance. And I had it for several years, and then I dropped it. I was like, I don't need it. I'm okay. And guess what? I got cancer. And guess what? I had dropped the insurance. And I could have used that $10,000 when I was out of work for 4 months. I mean, we were fine, thank God. But I could have used that $10,000 too. Because we always say, it's not going to happen to me. Nah, that can't happen to me. So whether it's preparing for a visit from the corporate office or preparing for death, we cannot wait until that time comes. It's like trying to board up your windows during a hurricane. It's too late. You can't be out there in the hurricane trying to hammer in some nails, because you're going to get blown away or hurt or what have you. So we should be ready every day. We can't prepare after. We prepare before, because we know it's coming. And no one likes to think about the end of life. But if you accept Jesus as your Savior, death is not the end. It's sad, it seems final, but that's only if Jesus isn't your Savior and you know the promises that He has laid up for us, He has told us about. It's only the beginning. And if you read Romans 10, 9 through 10, and I'm reading out the NIV version, it says, if you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord, and believe in your heart that God raised Him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved. So, we have to prepare ahead of time. Once we pass away and we close our eyes and the last breath is out of our body, at that time it's too late. So we have to make our decisions now while we can. And now is the time. So I encourage you that if you haven't decided, make some choices. Decide where you want to spend eternity. I mean, 2020 was a rough year, but I realized that, and I think I've said it before, it's only a turn of a calendar into 2021. And I know families that have experienced heartache and death and sadness. So Jesus is available to you anytime, day or night. He's your friend. He's your comforter. He's everything you need Him to be. But first, you have to accept Him as your Savior. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Trisha's 2 Cents Podcast. Join me on the next episode as I give life lessons through my experience, my growth, and always from my heart. Make sure you subscribe on your favorite listening platform.